Video.
And yet another lawsuit. All Systems Go starts right now.
Greetings, and welcome back to another episode of All Systems Go, the only show that has an obsession with anime characters. I am Captivated Cassandra.
And I'm Love Eyes Laz. Let's get started. Who asked for more AI slop in video games? No, really, who was it? Because NVIDIA has unveiled DLSS 5, throwing even more AI nonsense in the faces of gamers everywhere. DLSS, short for Deep Learning Super Sampling, is a suite of graphical enhancement and upscaling technologies developed by NVIDIA. Basically, what it does is it renders frames at a much lower resolution and then uses AI to approximate the details and upscale it. However, many gamers think that DLSS 5 is a step too far, pointing out that it changes the appearances of characters to the point that they no longer look accurate. I mean, just look what they did to Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil Requiem. Unfortunately, NVIDIA doesn't seem keen on backing down despite the backlash. Way to go, guys.
A controversial use of AI is making headlines in Hollywood. The late Val Kilmer will appear in an upcoming indie film through artificial intelligence, with full support from his family. According to Variety, Kilmer was originally cast in As Deep as the Grave, but illness prevented him from completing filming. Director Howard Voorhees says he's bringing his character back with AI, and it was essential to the story, and the only option within budget. Kilmer's daughter, Mercedes Kilmer, says her father supported emerging technology and would have embraced the decision. The move adds to a growing trend of digitally recreating actors, sparking ongoing debate about ethics, consent, and the future of performance in film.
Looks like Sony's planning on fighting fire with fire, or maybe I should say fighting slop with slop. Sony AI is training an AI model they're calling Protective AI. How are they training it? I'm glad you asked. Well, actually, I asked myself pretending to be you, but the point is that Sony's Protective AI is being fed copyrighted material, namely Studio Ghibli films, so that it knows what to avoid. The Sony group says that this technology will allow rights holders and creators to be compensated when their work is used in AI-generated content, which is all fine and good, but admittedly, I have my doubts about how well that'll pan out.
Microsoft is rolling out a long-awaited update for Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S users, giving players more control over the Quick Resume feature. While Quick Resume lets you jump back into games instantly, it hasn't always worked well with online titles. Now, players can disable it on a game-by-game basis through a new Managed Quick Resume option, currently being tested inside the Xbox Insider program. The update also adds more personalization, including expanded system color options and more home screen groups. It's one of the most notable Xbox updates in recent months as Microsoft continues to refine the user experience and invest in the future of its gaming platform.
Buckle up, Buttercups. Laz has got a lawsuit to tell you about. In case you hadn't heard, in July of 2025, the founders and the CEO of Unknown Worlds Entertainment, the developer behind Subnautica, were abruptly ousted by parent company Krafton. The founders, Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire, along with the now former CEO Ted Gill, then filed a lawsuit against Krafton, claiming that Krafton had agreed to pay Unknown Worlds a $250 million bonus upon Subnautica 2 reaching a previously agreed upon sales goal, and that this was a move to sabotage the early access release and avoid the payout. Cut back to the present, on Monday, March 16th, a judge ordered that the deadline for the bonus be extended and that Ted Gill be reinstated as CEO of Unknown Worlds. Subnautica 2 will finally be entering early access in May of this year, and I look forward to trying it out.
DC Comics may be walking back on one of its most controversial story decisions. In the latest issue of Superman Unlimited, a major twist suggests the return of younger John Kent. Fans have long criticized DC for aging up Superman's son, which erased the beloved dynamic between Dawn and Damian Wayne. Now, thanks to a time-bending encounter with a new villain, both the younger and older versions of John appear side by side. This move has sparked excitement and questions about whether DC will fully reverse the change or let both versions coexist. Either way, it seems the publisher is finally listening to fans, and the future of Superman's legacy just got a lot more complicated.
After the break, the bar is in hell, and Jenny's grabbing shovelware.
And no, that's not another term for silverware. All Systems Go will be right back.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Nintendo eShop bored and looking for some new game and wondered about why, instead of actual quality games, there's just a ton of eSlop instead? While this problem didn't start with the Nintendo eShop, it is a great example of shovelware. With me today is Kobe, Laz, and Lynn, and we're going to talk about our experiences with shovelware. So to start off, I want to ask, what do you guys personally define shovelware as?
I think that shovelware has like a recognizable brand or like some kind of like desirable thing that like you want to get it, and then you get it, and then you find out that it's not put together with any thought at all.
It's like when they take, I think like the easiest way to explain it is when they take a popular movie or like pre-existing IP and they're like, okay, let's just throw this on an existing game or like the base level of effort we can throw into making a game, and then a bunch of people will buy it for their kids because they don't know any better, and it's like, oh, thing my kid likes, it's a game, my kid likes games, I'm gonna buy that for them.
Yeah.
It's like a studio acquiring like a license, and they're just like, okay, we want to make money, so we're trying to make it as fast and as lazily as possible. So we're going to throw together a game that may not necessarily be good, but we don't care because we like money.
Yeah.
Lazily, that's kind of like my name. Sorry.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like to think about it as more like quantity over quality. That's what I think of. But yeah, what is
they're also
everyone's
usually on a ton of platforms as well.
true? What was everyone's first experience with shovelware?
I actually have one interesting one. So my family actually started off with the NES because like we used to play outside. On the rainy days, we would like take out the NES and like set it up and everything. And I was one of the cartridges that my dad had was Bart versus like the Space Mutants, The Simpsons, and that was like my introduction to the concept that games with like recognizable characters can sometimes not be good.
Yeah. Laz?
I am not sure if this was the first one, but there's a photo somewhere of like maybe 7 or 8-year-old me receiving my. No, I was definitely at least 7, maybe 8. I'm sorry, Jenny.
It's okay.
And it's like, I think it's my 7th birthday. I'm unwrapping my metallic rose Nintendo DS Lite, and in addition, there's a photo of me holding a copy of Toy Story 3 for the Nintendo DS.
Nice.
And I have strong positive memories of that game, but if I were to play it again now, it'd probably be really, really bad.
Yeah, Kobe?
Probably the first experience that I've ever encountered with playing a shovelware game is when I was looking through my very large PlayStation 1 library and seeing that there was a Spice Girls game for the PlayStation 1.
A Spice Girls game? That's awesome.
Yep, a very horrifying rhythm dance
Who's
game.
your favorite? I like Sporty Spice.
I like Spice.
Okay.
But I just remember just looking at it and just being like, what is this game? Why do we have a game based off of the Spice Girls?
Because you have an older sister.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you kind of touched on this, Laz, but does anyone have any like specifically positive or negative memories of shovelware?
Well, when I hung out with like my childhood friend, like he had a ginormous collection of Wii games. Like they had like bins that they would like put all the cases in, and one of them was Wipeout, and like we played that once, and I was like, oh, that was really fun. Can like we play that again? And he was like, no, and I was like, no, but it was so fun though.
Yeah.
You were 7 years old.
Yeah.
Was it fun, or were you 7 years old?
That's like the main question with shovelware is it seems so fun, and then you go back to play it and you're like, wow, okay, I can complete this in like an hour.
It's like the game does not control well. It is not fun once you realize that it doesn't control well and the spell is broken.
Yeah.
Shout out Littlest Pet Shop for the Wii.
Littlest Pet Shop for the Wii. I played TF out of that game. I played so much of that. And like it's kind of fun, but it's so generic.
Yeah. I think the one that I'm thinking of is you're talking about Littlest Pet Shop Friends, right?
Littlest Pet Shop Best Friends.
Best Friends, sorry. Okay. The one that I played was just the one that was just called Littlest Pet Shop, and it didn't really have like a story or anything. It was basically just like, you know, you play with the pets and stuff. It's been a long time since I've played it, but I keep wanting to go back, and then but I know if I do it, I'll be supremely disappointed.
For me, shovelware is like the epitome of like the $5 bin at like a grocery store or like Staples or something. It's just like a bunch of games that no one really wants, but they end up in stores, and it brings back a lot of like mostly negatives, not like super mad or frustrating, but it's just like, well, these games are really bad or really boring. I don't really want to play them anymore.
I think they give you like high expectations because a lot of them are licensed. So you're like, oh my gosh, I love Cars. I want to play this Cars game.
Cars
and then you
2 for
play
the
it
DS
and
hard
you're
though.
like, oh, this really isn't that good, even though I have such positive memories associated with Cars. And like, Cars is such good quality and this game is so crappy.
One really funny thing that I think is that I had like a very, very short like Frogger phase, and like I saw that there was like a game like Frogger Returns on DSiWare, and I was like, oh my god, Frogger's returning? I gotta get on this.
Well, thank you guys for talking with me about shovelware. But far, far away, in a tiny town called Beaver Creek, lies a humble shopping mall, in which there is a monument to Pokemon called the Original 151. Cassandra and Charlene went there. All systems go, we'll be right back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
"76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone."
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo! They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
A second ASG host has made a Pokemon video. I repeat, a second ASG host has made a Pokemon video.
In the city of Beaver Creek, Ohio, tucked inside the halls of a mall at Fairfield Commons, something unexpected exists.
Yes, hidden between pretzel stores and clothing stands lies a shrine.
A shrine to tiny monsters.
Pocket monsters.
More specifically, Pokemon. Welcome to Original 151.
Okay, wow. This is either heaven or my bank account's worst nightmare.
Probably both.
Opened in 2020, Original 151 was created to celebrate the earliest Pokemon, the original 151 creatures that started the global phenomenon of Pokemon.
So, if you grew up arguing whether Charizard could beat Mewtwo, you're exactly the target audience for this.
You know, that argument's still unresolved.
No, it isn't. Charizard will win.
Absolutely not.
We'll continue this later.
The shop specializes in Pokemon collectibles, plushies, figures, and trading cards, including imports from Japan's Pokemon centers.
Look at this wall. It's like every Pokemon plush ever made.
there is the one you're emotionally attached to from your childhood.
Yeah, mine's Squirtle.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. Look at how cute. Wait, hold on. Is that a Charizard card? Some rare cards here can sell for thousands of dollars. I feel like I should have taken better care of my childhood binder.
The store was created by local business owner Adam Smith after visiting Japan and wanting to bring some of that culture back to Ohio.
Which is amazing, because typically the only thing Ohio imports is a plethora of chaotic weather.
Touche. We thought it'd be a nice day today, but rain.
Rain.
Rain. It rained the entire time we got here.
You know, that cast form looked a little bit suspicious.
Da-na-na-na-na.
For many fans, stores like this are more than a shop.
They're basically gyms.
That's not what a Pokemon gym is.
Emotionally, it is. It is.
Local collectors come here to trade cards, find rare items, and relive the nostalgia of the original Pokemon era.
Basically, adults pretending they're still 10.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Fair enough.
The store became so popular that it partnered with a second store called Nani, focusing on anime merchandise beyond Pokemon.
Translation. If you walk in for Pokemon,
you leave with 5 anime figures you didn't plan to buy.
And maybe some ramen.
In a world dominated by online shopping, places like this are something important.
Sometimes the best way to experience a hobby is surrounded by thousands of plush creatures staring directly into your soul.
That's not how I would have phrased it,
But it's accurate.
From Beaver Creek, Ohio.
This has been Pocket Monsters in the Midwest. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go buy that Squirtle.
But you already have 3.
I need a team. I need a team! And obtain that Squirtle I did. After the break, another ASG court. All systems go, will be right back.
What if your research could reach beyond the classroom? Welcome to the 40th Graduate Research Symposium. This two-day event brings graduate students from all disciplines together to present their work, exchange ideas, and engage with faculty and peers. Join us each day at 8 a.m. for research and collaboration with award opportunities and keynote speaker Professor Michael Beam. Register for Graduate Research Symposium March 19th and 20th at the Kent State Student Center.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
Greetings to all, and welcome to ASG Court. My name is Charlene, and I will be your judge for the evening as our defendants attempt to defend whatever fictional villains were able to hire them to remove any charges that we shall soon see. And when they are done, I will be the one to determine their fates. Now, if the first defendant is ready, then you may state your case.
Now, I know what you're thinking. But, to be fair, Thanos isn't really a villain. He's just trying to make an impossible decision. First of all, he watched his own planet collapse because no one was willing to act.
Overpopulation, resource depletion, problems everyone saw coming but no one had the courage to solve. And when his solution was rejected, his world died. Can you believe that? So he took that lesson and applied it to the entire universe. From his perspective, this isn't cruelty, it's balance. It's preventing suffering on a scale we can't even comprehend. Starvation, war, collapse, all avoided by one decisive act. And the key part, he doesn't play favorites. Rich or poor, powerful or weak, it's completely random. That's not tyranny, that's, in his mind, fairness. And unlike most villains, Thanos does not enjoy what he does. He sacrifices everything, his reputation, his relationships, even the one person he loves, just to see his mission through. He's not chasing power, he's chasing a solution. The real question isn't, is Thanos evil? It's, if he's right about the problem, are we just comfortable with his answer? All with a snap of his fingers. Your Honor.
Well, you make a very interesting case. However, I have to admit, due to the cause of the random aspect, I can't help but wonder, for worlds where maybe, well, I suppose in summary, considering this seems to be from the Marvel Universe, in which eventually everything was the cinematic universe. Well, it seems to be that he is guilty, but I will not add the death penalty. He did kill billions upon billions of sentient beings.
Plus he's already dead. So
and he is dead, so his soul gets to avoid the death penalty, but he will be in prison for a very long time. All right, next.
Okay. This is about Perfect Blue, which is a psychological thriller by Satoshi Kon. So if you don't want to hear spoilers for that, close your ears until I'm not on screen and not talking anymore until there's no on the screen. Got it? Perfect. So if you get spoiled, it's your own fault. So the person I chose is Rumi from Perfect Blue. It's this person. She is besties with main character Mima, right? Oh my goodness, right here. She's like besties with her. She was so jelly of her friend Mima, who used to be a pop idol, that she ended up becoming her manager. She was like, oh, I'm so jelly, I want to be an idol. And then Mima was like, actually, I want to get into acting. And she was like, no, you should be a pop idol because that's what I want to do. And she got very obsessive about it, but she was still like, I'm your bestie, you can trust me. And then she faked a blog from Mima's point of view called Mima's Room. And that's a little weird, being like, guys, I'm enjoying my life and blah, blah, blah. I have these fish in my house. And it's like, how do you know these details about me? Because Mima's kind of tweaking. She's like, oh my, how does someone know all this about me? But little does she know, it's her bestie, Rumi, right there. She also emailed Mima's stalker, posing as Mima, to be like, hey bestie, it's me, Mima, the best pop idol ever. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're such a big fan. Her stalker. She also killed people, so that's really cool. She's also started haunting Mima and dressed her. Yeah, anyways, she's pretty villainous.
So she's responsible for first-degree murder and then continuous haunting upon apparent death, as well as stalking her best friend, causing psychological damage, jail for life, and if she ever escaped, restraining warrant.
Perfect.
Next.
Yes.
Next.
For Eggman, there's a lot of things I could put on this list for why he'd probably be one of the worst villains. There's even the mainline games. He really just wants to build an amusement park, which would be cool if it was a normal amusement park, but he wants to turn the entire world into a slaves for the amusement park so he can get free labor. He's also made an amusement park in space and destroyed entire planets just to make an amusement park. And even when not making an amusement park, he's just turned entire civilizations into robots. He turned Sonic's grandpa into a robot in the Saturday morning cartoon because he was kind of bored, which, He's also created Metal Sonic, which is Sonic's closest rival, which has actually almost killed him on multiple occasions, has impersonated Sonic, impersonated multiple other people. He's been known to decimate also entire civilizations. And then there's the Metal Virus Saga, which is in the IDW comics. That was another world takeover, if on accident, where he did kind of just convert everyone into zombies. And the only reason he reversed it was because he almost got turned into a zombie. So he really just wants to build an amusement park, and he will stop at nothing to turn you into a robot for that amusement park.
I have so many questions, but I will focus on one. If he has the resources to not only build the amusement park, but conquer countless worlds in order to make more amusement parks, and he has the scientific know-how to enslave everyone on those worlds to fuel his amusement parks, why can't he pay his workers?
Because he makes some robots. He's also, like, destroyed the fabric of space-time, traveled through portals, and created entire factories that warp in on themselves and shift. But I don't know, why would you want to pay people? You need money somehow.
But clearly he can.
Well, yeah, because he keeps turning people into robots.
Every instinct in my being wants to call him guilty. However, divine intervention is apparently on his side and will smite me down. I don't know where his portals are. I don't want to tick off this man's, let's say not guilty, but I will hire a detective. Well, now that these cases have been closed, after the break we'll hear out what Mike and Cassandra have to say. So stick around. And I heard that cake might also be involved. We'll be right back.
Hasta los más poderosos puede que no lo vean venir. Es la prediabetes y atrapa a 1 de cada 3 adultos. Pero tú te puedes escapar. Toma la evaluación de riesgo de prediabetes en 1 minuto en podriatenerprediabetes.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Welcome back to our wonderful show. I am here with Mike to discuss some of the strangest Hear Me Outs. So, let's get started, shall we?
Ladies first.
No, I think you have a good one to start with.
Okay. My first Hear Me Out. Mama Coco. From Mama Coco. Because, hear me out, everyone, she has experience, she had a bunch of children, grandchildren, she knows what's up. And the rest, I'll leave to the imagination.
Experience for the win, you know? For myself, we have an Enderman. Which I don't think is too strange, because it is still a humanoid creature. And I like how they appear to hate rain. Because I too hate rain.
Should we go for Sav?
Yeah, let's go for Sav.
Lovely Sav is here in heart with, you want to pronounce that?
Ryosai?
Ryosai.
Sure.
I don't know the...
I think it's from Blue Lock. Looks like it. She's probably gonna yell at me later.
Mine, Dr. Kira from One Piece. Chopper's, so there's clearly an old lady theme, which that isn't saying anything about me personally. She's cool. She looks like she'd ride a motorcycle. If it was real life, she'd probably have tattoos. That's cool. I'm leaving it at that.
Fair
Experience.
Yeah. For myself, this is kind of a gimme, but we got Vox from Hazbin Hotel. If I can find a place to stick him in this tiny ass cheesecake. Anyway, he has a job.
Employment.
Makes good money. Pretty much the ruler of a hell. So if it was gonna be anyone,
You know what? I wish the bar was that low for me.
he may have a chibi head, but there's more to him.
A job. Sav's next one from Ghost of something.
Sure. Is illegible.
I can't read that.
Absu.
Absu.
That's what it looks
That's Sav's next one. Okay. We're going away from old ladies, and I'm saying the wave from Moana. Hear me out. It was so gentle with her. I feel like it would give really good aftercare. Like, it takes care of you. It cares about you. And I just want to feel loved, and I feel like the wave would get me there, okay?
It's good with children, as proven in the movie. I feel like we should take some movies out, because they...
No, the chaos is part of it.
So, for my next one, I have Slade from the original Teen Titans. Put him front and center. Because, yes, all of you who have seen Teen Titans, you know how he is in the mystery. It gets to you. He may be an old man behind the mask, but we don't care. It's fine. This is supposed to be questionable.
You see the old person.
No, the old person.
This is Sav's next one. We'll put that here. Do you know who this is?
It looks like Blue Beetle. Yeah, Jamie. Or Jaime.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, which is completely valid.
Okay. My next one, Lucario Z. Because, hear me out, like, Lucario Z just looks like a badass. Clearly the more feminine version compared to the first Lucario Mega Evolution. I feel like you don't have to do much explaining with that one.
I feel like Lucario could have just had one Mega Evolution. I'm not sure if it needed two, but it made it to your list, so it must be good. We're gonna pick a different one. Not much better. Let's go with James from Pokemon. We all know James. If you've seen Pokemon, he is very proper, very polite, actually, for a criminal. Which is why I guess he's kind of bad at his job. But, I don't have much explanation for these characters. They're there in my brain.
Now, would it be regular just James or cross-dress James?
Either would work.
Next for Sav is, can you read that?
Inuyasha.
Yeah, Sav is putting us through it right now.
Handwriting. Wonderful.
So yeah, that's Sav's. Okay. My next one. The zoologist from Terraria. I'm not into furries and stuff, but there's this one. And I can't really defend that, actually. You next.
I feel like we should, make some room on here, but, front and center, we have Squidward.
No, we're skipping Sav's next one. Okay, my next one. No need. It's like, everyone, you're lying to yourself if you say you wouldn't with Sally from Cars. That's all I'm saying. We all would.
And then we have the the obvious choice. Mannequins.
Mannequins are hot. They make some of them dummy thick.
Well, anyway, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of All Systems Go.
Follow our Instagram for some fun behind-the-scene content and our YouTube for past episodes.
All systems go, signing off. Did it sign off?
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
"76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone."
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
We have a serious problem in this country.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Why not crank it? It doesn't hurt anyone else. But listening too long and too loud can actually damage your hearing.
Now, 1 in 5 people 12 and older have some kind of hearing loss. So let's boogie and get those ears checked.
The FDA asks questions like, is this drug safe? Does it work the way it should? Is it high quality? Do its benefits outweigh its known risks? Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
Hello all, welcome back. That was a prank. We're back. All Systems Go was not signing off. We're signing back in. We are back. So, I'm going to eviscerate all of their hear me outs. Most of those were not hear me outs. Those were average takes. Those are just dudes. Those are dudes. There's no hearing you out. Everyone's like, okay, that's not hearing you out. That's just a guy. That is just a guy. That is quite literally just a guy. There is no need to be hearing you out for that. That is just like a, guys, I think Inuash is kind of hot. Is it weird? Am I a furry for that? No, he's hot. An Enderman is hot. That is a normal take. Sorry, I'm not liking you zooming into me. Sorry, it's intimidating me. But that is a normal take to have. Anyways, okay, back to what I was talking about earlier because I got cut off. Rumi, she's literally insane. She is quite literally insane. Like, she killed so many people because she was like, oh, I want to be like this cool pop star singer. I want to live out my fantasies. And there's a lot of depth to her character because there are reasons why she was not given the chance to do all of that, which is really sad. And it's probably because of her body type and because she's a little socially awkward, which is fine. But like, I don't think because of that you should go kill people. Hot take, I know, but like, I don't think you should go kill people. Another thing, the original 151 star, I'm just doing like a whole recap of the entire show. The original 151 is a beautiful place to go. You should go. It's in Beaver Creek, Ohio, at a Fairfield Mall. That's what it's called. I'm from the area. It's a really, really, really cool place. You should go. It's really awesome. It used to be in a different, smaller shop, but they actually made enough money that they expanded to a bigger shop. And it's really cool, and they have a little like museum in the corner, and it has like a bunch of history or whatever. But it's really neat. They also upstairs have a bar that on the wall it just says pizza, spirits, anime. So if
that's Izakaya.
That's Izakaya.
That's a restaurant.
It's a restaurant, but they have spirits, so they have alcohol. So if you want to get absolutely plastered at Fairfield Mall, I don't recommend it fully, but like you probably could. And then you can walk across the hall to this awesome store. I saw it in the background of their video. It's called Nani. They have a life-size statue of Goku. If I prepared for this, which I did not, shame on me, I could show you. I have like 30 billion pictures with Goku because Goku's like, and I always take a picture of Goku going like, but such is life. What else happened? AI. How's about that AI? Boo! That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Why are we yassifying? Why are we yassifying Leon S. Kennedy? We don't need AI to yassify Leon S. Kennedy. The internet does that on its own. If I wanted yassified Leon S. Kennedy, I would go onto Pinterest.
Or Tumblr.
Or Tumblr. Or Instagram Reels. Literally anything. Not AI. I don't need AI for that. I can drink water and make fan art of Leon S. Kennedy being yassified. And I'm not going to take up as much water as the AI. Sorry, that just... I'm so calm and chill. Anyways, what else is happening in the gaming world? Super Mario, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. They announced that Pikmin are there. That's cute. I like Pikmin, but like, it's the Mario movie. And now everyone's like, oh, we're going to introduce a bunch of guys so we can make it a Smash Bros. Movie. Why are we making a Smash Bros. Movie? Why are we making a Smash Bros. Movie? I think it's really nice that we're making movies out of some games, but I don't think all games need to be movies. I think that we're in a very weird place because they know people will go to watch it. It's kind of back to the shovelware discussion. Because these movies are kind of feeling like shovelware. Like, they're just like, oh, well, people like the Minecraft movie. Let's make a Super Mario movie. Let's make a Super Mario Galaxy movie. Let's make a this movie and a that. And it's just like, why? Why are we doing this? See, the one that I will excuse that I can think of right now is Iron Lung, because that was not made corporately. That was Markiplier bawling TF out. So like, that was cool. That was a genuine passion project. And I'm sure some people are passionate about stuff. But like, we need to reel it in. We need to lock in. But that is actually all the time we have for All Systems Go this week. Check out our Instagram for some fun behind the scenes content and our YouTube for past episodes. All Systems Go, signing off. For real this time.
That was great.
Sorry guys.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
"76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone."
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
We have a serious problem in this country.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Why not crank it? It doesn't hurt anyone else. But listening too long and too loud can actually damage your hearing.
Now, 1 in 5 people 12 and older have some kind of hearing loss. So let's boogie and get those ears checked.
The FDA asks questions like, is this drug safe? Does it work the way it should? Is it high quality? Do its benefits outweigh its known risks? Find the answers at fda.gov/drugs.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started